Say, hey, it says we're live. So thank you guys for coming. You get people on the internet that may or may not watch later. I am Reese with Cirrus House, and we are doing an art class today for our Wednesday group. A little background. Here in Cirrus House Youth, we do about every Wednesday a group for our young people that are enrolled in services and people that they know and whoever else. To get together, to talk about life, to learn about things together. And today we're learning about art. I was hoping to have a guest artist who was really good do a thing today, but I could not get a hold of anyone in a timely fashion. So I am going to do some basic stuff about proportions that is pretty routine. And every year, Cirrus House, along with the Western Nebraska Arts Center, co-hosts a mental health awareness art exhibition. And we have, this year's theme is the Masquerade, and which was chosen by our Youth Advisory Council. Very excited about that theme. And so because masks go on faces, we're going to talk a little bit about face proportion. So first, I'm going to talk through the diagram that we have there. Right. And so this is a diagram of a face, along with some ways that it's broken down by proportion. Now, one thing that throws a lot of people is that your eyes, if you take a line from your top to your bottom of your head, your eyes are actually in the middle of your skull, of your head, right? Unless you have a beehive haircut, and then they're lower than the middle, but let's go ahead and ignore that. But yeah, your eyes are actually in the middle of your frame. So if people tend to draw eyes too high, and some cartoon styles that works really, really well, like if Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove makes him look stupid with a giant jaw, extra manly and extra dumb, by keeping his eyes high and his jaw very prominent. That's a cartooning thing, but in terms of actual anatomy, our eyes are in the middle. And so, and then about, if you take the lower half of your face and you divide that in half, that's about where your bottom of your nose is. And you take that lower half and divide it in half, that's about where your part in your mouth is. And so, then the lower half of that's the bottom lip, and therefore, I mean, that's just typical proportions. And some of those are a little fudge person to person, or if you've had collagen injections. But typically, that's pretty normal. Another really interesting thing that the diagram outlines is that your head is usually about 5 eye widths wide. So your eyes, whatever your eye width is, it's about an eye between them and on either side to where the edge of your skull is. So then your ears are wider than that, unless you don't have ears. It's from some tragic accident. Anyway, so what I'm going to do today is we're going to talk about faces, and I'm going to go ahead and on this dry erase board behind me, I'm going to just outline that whole process. So, and then we will kind of go from there. Now we do have off camera, we do have some live students, and so if they have questions, they may shout out. They might giggle at some private joke that's not your business. Who knows what's going to happen there? Also, it's hot in here, so the front door is open, and so passing traffic, sorry, it is what it is. Okay, but so before I get any farther, those of you who are here, any questions? I know this is very basic stuff, but I don't know if I'm presenting well either. Okay, we're going to pretend that I am. So first thing I want to do is want to go ahead and get some sort of oval for the face, right? Then mark out the middle, wherever that's going to be. I'm going to put little dots on the dry erase board rather than have to erase all of it because I don't know where our eraser is. I don't want to. Anyway, so right about the middle here. And then mark, actually, we're going to go ahead and put another half right about here. I think that's about half of it. And then as we were talking there, and there. So right across the middle half, and we're going to put a little little nose piece here. Let's give it some nostrils. Oh man, just erased his jaw with the back of my hand. Okay. And then I'm going to estimate the eyes here. Now, for what I'm actually drawing here, they're going to leave the eyes pretty vacant because I'm actually going to be drawing a mask. I'm just using this as a demonstration. To go with the theme we're going to talk about the mask a little bit. Let me get to that point. Normally, I always suggest having an eraser handy, but I didn't get one for various reasons. Okay, so there we have our eyes. You see this eye is a little bigger than the other one, but we're going to let that slide because I'm very gracious with myself. And it's about, we'll have on the side of that. So I'm also going to ignore the ears for what I've got going on here. Okay. Now, the mask I'm going to draw, and actually let me jump over to that screen to change this here. It's called a Bauta mask, and it is a typical Venetian style masquerade mask. Typically a man's mask, but it was that's the whole part of the thing there. That's what I'm going to do. The thing that makes a Bauta mask is it's a full face mask, and that means it covers most of the face, and like the top of it would be up here. So, but it has this rigid, very defined bottom to it. Now, some Bauta masks come to a point, some less so. Some of them actually, we've got our social distancing bandana here. Kind of has the same kind of look to that where it comes down and gives room to breathe under it. But some Bauta masks are more flat on the front, I've seen too. But so on a typical face, right here, this is middle line is going to be, there's the bottom of the nose. This middle line here would be where the lips are, but we won't see that, right? So the nether half of the bottom of the lip, the Bauta mask is actually going to come past the bottom of that lip. Okay. So now, however you guys want to draw your face, one of the other things that doesn't come out in the, I'm going to switch this again here, in the face design, is the eyebrow line. I mean, it mentions it here. Let's actually switch the thing. Make it bigger, but where I'm still on the screen. The actual eye, the orbit of the eyebrow is one of the things that separates a male and female skulls. Women tend to, their eyebrow line is higher and usually slightly less defined than a male skull, which has a deeper, lower eyebrow line. Typically, there are variations and there are runs of that, but you ever seen an archaeologist that talks about, oh, we know this is a man's skull? Largely, they're talking about the size of it related to other bones, and they're talking about it relating to the eyebrow orbits and all that stuff. So, but I'm going to leave the eyebrows for now on mine. I'm going to go ahead and start with the bottom part of the thing here. Come on, don't stop working, marker. Okay. Now, one of the difficulties that I'm having here is that I'm trying to go ahead and give it the illusion of being wrapped around this person's face while still very much being a very two-dimensional thing here. Also, you notice my guy has no hair. He's just a bold mannequin of a thing. Also, dry erase is probably not the best medium for textures either. I should grab at least a paper towel. Now, so that's the basic, almost symmetrical bow to mask right there. Not quite, but close. And I'm gonna give this guy a little chin fuzz just because I feel like I want to. He's up to no good with his devious Van Dyke beard here. You can't see the mustache, but trust me, it's there. Okay. So, bow to masks can be very ornate or they can be very plain. This guy, I don't know. Should I give it some vines and filigree with the one color I'm working with?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So we're going to go ahead. I'm going to put an oak leaf. If I'm going to try to put an oak leaf here. And then an acorn. There's tons, and I mean tons of different types of oak trees out there. Ones that move out like these ones that have the lines, or the veins actually curve in like scallops, inverted scallops. All kinds of different ones that are multi-lobed, all different kinds of oak leaves. But I'm doing these ones because I want to. Because they're the first ones that I drew. Also, the ones with the inverted scallops, like the lobe style, they're hard to not make look like a Baby Ruth candy bar. It's just kind of tricky that way. For me, anyway. And I actually have a scarlet oak in my front yard, and it got a fungus, and we had to cut it down. It was a real bummer, but it's growing back from the root now, so we'll see how it does this year and whether or not I burn the stump out next year. It's got scarlet oaks, the leaves are more like this, so that's probably why it was in my head, first of all. Yeah, the one thing, the bow to mask doesn't have a notable mouth with it. They often will have a ridge. Some of them are more ridged than others, so to speak. It comes out of their little point there. So I'm going to go ahead and okay. I think that actually kind of completes the look with that. As far as I thought it would take a little more time to do all of that than I did, but so yeah. How is everybody doing with their thing? Any questions? Nobody has questions. Nobody wants to speak out at the risk of being on camera. So, well, that I guess we're going to go ahead and wrap it there. It's been 16 minutes, which is not a terrible time for something like that. Very brief, just talking about the format of it. And when I thought about this, so I was working it out, putting choosing the bow to mask. I forgot that no lips means a lot less detail on the face, which makes sense for the Masquerade. It was a very popular choice in Italy, in Italian masquerade scenes, for rich men to blend in with the common men, and so they could get away with not acting like the social figures that they were. So the mask was a perfect fit for that, but it was a little short-sighted of me to not have more to show people. So I guess we're going to wrap the video up. I didn't see anybody come on live, so hopefully people will catch it later on and enjoy what they have. And we will be accepting submissions for the art show up until the last Friday in the month, right? Or the last Thursday. I think it's like the 29th, actually. I think. I don't know. I'd have to, well, let's see. You can pull up a calendar. Just look at that quick. No, the 29th is the Monday. That's when we have to have them at the art center. So we need to have them to the Cirrus house by the 26th. No later than the 26th. So that's the, if you are somebody who is not in the area and you still like to participate, like if you're in Sydney or whatever, just let us know and we'll try to figure something out. I have no idea what that would be, because this whole COVID thing has thrown us all of our regular plans for a loop. That's for sure. But yeah, if you check out the WNAC.org, I believe it is, the oneact.org, there is actually information on the show that's there. And or you can give us a call, look us up in the phone book or the Google or whatever to ask for Reese or Evie, and we can give you details on it. And that's it. So have yourselves a great day, and yeah, later.